God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows how it's killing you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. But God only knows the real you. There's a kind of love that God only knows.
Welcome to Season 3, Episode 29 of Your Journey is Not Over. My name is Tanya Pearson Randolph. This is my own personal journey. This is my healing journey, and the expressions and opinions I have my own. I own all the rights to my personal journey, to my healing journey, and to Your Journey is Not Over. Neither are to be used, copied, nor edited in any way without my consent. Now, jumping back into my battle with anxiety, with panic attacks, with depression, PTSD, childhood trauma, adult trauma. My biggest fears of losing everything I'd worked so hard for, being homeless and starving as an adult, had come to pass. And then the death of my mom. No time to digest that even. The shock, the lies at the mortuary, the helpless feelings I had, and the life insurance policy. I could no longer deny the actual facts. I was no longer in Stockholm Syndrome mode. I'd managed to make my way out of that with distance from her. I'd managed to break the cycles of her manipulation, her control, her lies, her betrayal, always trying to destroy anything good for me or anyone as far as that goes. My relationships, my jobs, friendships, you name it, she came at me every way possible. So I could no longer again deny the facts. Everything hit me all at once. The dam I'd built, like beavers build, it was solid. Well, my dam, my filing cabinet, it busted wide open, and I didn't feel a thing. Again, I knew I'd changed, but did not know the how or the why. Everything I'd stored, I'd compartmentalized, I'd moved on from, denied even. I'd overlooked, forgave, made excuses for. Well, it all came to the surface. I truly believe our minds are like computers, our phones even. There is only so much storage until it cannot hold, store anything else. We can outrun our traumas only so long, and somehow, some way, it catches up to us. And yes, this is what, how, and why I went into lockdown for a year and 9 months. I lost a year and 9 months of my life, of having fun, enjoying even the smallest things, going out to eat, going shopping, going to a friend's house just to visit, and just living a normal life. What was normal once upon a time, and now I do realize others truly take for granted. I did until my complete lockdown. When you're living with depression, with anxiety, with PTSD, with panic attacks, and in complete lockdown, you remember your life when it was normal, and you want that back. You truly do. You have that internal battle 50 times a day. You have that conversation with yourself. What is wrong with me? What happened? What seemed like a light switch flipped? And who am I? Is this how I'm going to end up living the rest of my life? Those conversations with yourself truly are in the beginning of your lockdown. Or you tell yourself, like I did, that I was just taking a break, a couple months tops, and I would jump back into the world, back into my life. And guess what? Sadly, that hardly ever happens. And yes, do I believe it's normal, so to speak, to take a break? Of course, people go on extended holidays, on vacations all the time, or a few weeks off to recoup, regroup, to rest, to recharge, and jump back in. All planned out ahead of time, of course. So I never want to contradict myself. I do step back now, and I do exactly that. I clear my energy. I recoup. I recharge. I rest. and I refocus, and now come back stronger. But the problem I'm talking about is millions of people step back and think it's only temporary. If we can only take a break, catch our breaths from all those years of storing, of compartmentalizing, of filing away the traumas, the hurts, the pain, the setbacks, the disappointments, the mistakes we made on our journey. Just a break, recharge, again, catch our breath, and continue on like we have our whole lives. All we know to do, right? It's called survival mode. But what we set out and think is temporary becomes over time the complete opposite of temporary. It becomes permanent. Our whole new normal, our way of life. And guess what? Everyone adjusts, caters to even, accommodates our new normal. Do they do that to support or condone or to keep us stuck, hinder us? No, actually, the opposite. They adjust to and accommodate us because they believe they are helping us, giving us what we need. And yes, truly, everyone I've talked to, that I've coached, that I've helped, had every intention of what I call jumping back into life. It just never happened. Day after day, month after month, and then into years of time lost to the panic attacks, the anxiety, the depression. They consume you, your life, your every thought, your every action. It takes over your mind completely. And then, in my own personal experience, I had lost my feelings of safety, feeling safe, my comfort zone, my self confidence, my independence. I relied on everyone else for the first time in my life. It's a feeling of complete defeat and surrender. It's a helpless feeling completely. And being spiritual as I am, Miss Loud and proud about my spirituality. Well, when we are weak, when we are broken and vulnerable, expressing a loss, grief, overwhelmed, struggling with anything, well, that's what the devil has worked on and waited for that exact moment our whole lives. When we feel defeated, feel like we have just surrendered to this way of life, you know? Well, this is my life for the rest of my life. Just accepting. How many people say those words to themselves several times a day? I did, and millions of people around the world do and have. Like we have just laid down our swords and waved the white flag. We've surrendered to the devil. We are essentially saying, you won. You worked on me my whole life. Every trauma, every hurt, every pain, every tear, every obstacle, every setback, every betrayal. The devil sent our way, and we overcome. We survived it, right? Until this battle. Again, the one he waited for. What he thinks is the final battle, his final victory over our lives, robbing us our minds of living, of loving, of laughing, enjoying this life that God gave us to enjoy, to live wholeheartedly, to love, to spread love and light, and have fun doing it with peace and balance. Understanding this journey that God Himself trusted you enough to send you on. Life is a journey, and yes, there are all kinds of bumps or obstacles along our journey, but we must overcome it. Let our trust in God lead us out of the darkness and back into the light, into your life. Like I will always say, the devil thinks he has won. He has got so many people in lockdown that feel hopeless, locked away from the world. He thinks he has won their minds and souls, destroyed their self confidence, their independence, their happiness, their peace, their joy, their life. Well, I was told I was going to be a force to be reckoned with, and God is leading every step I take, every word I speak. So I then say to the devil, think again, not on my watch. I do not own the rights to the things I chose to share today. Sometimes life breaks you in ways you never saw coming, and not everything fits back the way it once did. But maybe it's not about fixing what was. Maybe it's about writing a completely different story with the chapters you have left. Please love yourself a little extra right now. You're balancing so much, handling things no one sees. You're doing your best. Give yourself grace. Strength isn't about how much you can handle before you break. It's about how much you can endure after you've been broken. God will give you the strength you need. All you got to do is ask. And yes, you must believe, truly believe, to receive. Healing isn't waking up one day and feeling completely okay. It's waking up with the same scars and choosing to keep going anyway. Some days simply not giving up is healing. No, I'm not the same person I was because she didn't survive. I'm what came after. I'm wiser. I'm stronger. I'm more confident. I know my worth. I know my value. And I know and respect my boundaries. I now love myself. I'm a cycle breaker. May all who love you be like the sun when it rises in its strength. That's Judges 5, verse 31. For anyone, everyone who is suffering, please know this. You can't go back and change the beginning, nor the middle of your journey, but you can start where you are and change the ending. Every single choice you make today is, in fact, writing tomorrow's story. Please keep writing. Well, this concludes my podcast for today. Please join me Thursday, listen in, and always remember, your journey is not over. God bless.
God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows how it's killing you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows.